Welcome to the Cast Blast Grill Chill podcast with Jeremy and Trevor, the podcast that's all about hunting, fishing, grilling, and chilling out and having a good time in the outdoors. Jeremy here with Cast Blast Grill Chill. I just wanted to record a quick intro before the podcast and say I lost my audio and had to use the laptop mic for backup. I apologize for how quiet I am. Also, our interview with Redeye Outfitters was a lot of fun. Go check them out on Facebook, Instagram, or RedeyeOutfitters.com. And if you book a hunt with them, make sure you tell them that we sent you. Welcome to Cast Blast Grill Chill. Today we're joined by Colten and Michael from Redeye Outfitters. Colten's the owner, Michael's the head guide, and we're going to talk a little bit of sandhill crane hunting. So guys, here's the question. How'd y'all guys get started sandhill crane hunting?
Well, when they're everywhere, you just shoot them. So you decide you like it, and then you find out other people want to do it. Why not start up an outfit? I mean, in reality, I started guiding for Dirty Texas Outfitters. At the end of the season, I got the ultimatum from my boss. My boss said, "Look, either you stop guiding or you lose your job." Now that's a part of me. That's a passion. And so I said, "Well, I mean, you got to meet me in the middle somewhere here." And he said, "Well, if you can create your own thing, start up your own deal, and make it to where it benefits the company, you're more than welcome to guide." So we have a lot of corporate hunts. We take on this company that I work for and their clients, big name people from the beef industry, chicken industry. We take them out. We hunt with them, and they have 6 to 8 hunts a year. But that's kind of how Redeye got started.
It was basically just to pay for our addiction, pay for hunting, and
we don't do it to get rich.
And then
there's no money in guiding, not unless you're Tony Vandemore.
Who's she? Never heard of
it. We'll start there. I did not know.
Oh God, I'm about to get just blasted on social media.
Yeah, you are.
No, it just started out us. We're just going to take corporate guys out, and then next thing we know, we had a few other people wanting to come out besides them, and next thing we know, right before season started, we're booked up and starting to double book weekends to go hunting, and it just blew up from there. I mean, most of it came from the website, and I mean, that's pretty much how we got started.
Now, there's a bunch of general conversation with all these customers. They're coming in, they're asking me questions. What differs you? Why would we choose you above someone else? And frankly, there's no reason to. All I can tell you is we're out there to have fun, and we hope you do too. We do everything to make you a buddy, not to make you a future client. And so people that come out, they tend to want to come back. We have a good time. We shoot birds, and that's the goal. It's all about just a great time, sharing the outdoors, and doing it well.
Yeah, I've seen some of y'all's pictures on Instagram and stuff, and it looks like y'all have a good time. I've seen Mike there with after hunt cigars and some other adventures I've seen out in the field. But you boys look like y'all had a heck of a year. How many birds y'all wind up knocking down this year?
We only hunt on weekends because of my job and Michael's availability. So we shot just over 400 birds. I think it was like 418 to be exact for the year. And that's all right. It's not great. I mean, it averages out to be about 15 birds a day for every day that we hunted, which isn't bad.
No, that's a pretty solid average, especially when they're as big as pterodactyls.
Yeah.
Yeah, speaking of the size of the bird, for the listeners that maybe aren't familiar with sandhill cranes, y'all want to give a short description of what they look like, maybe even what type of land y'all are hunting them on.
There's 2 types of sandhill cranes. So there's lessers and there's graters. The lessers are going to be a little bit smaller. Say I'm 6'4", pretty big boy. They'll stand up to about my hip, which is fair size. They weigh probably about 6 to 8 pounds. That'd be a good guesstimate.
And it's a pissed off 6 to 8 pounds too.
It is pissed off. They have a red patch on the top of their head. It's a beautiful red, and that's what they get when they're getting a little bit more mature. It's kind of like getting the pubes. It's a red patch on the head. Sorry if that's rude. But
no, we're good.
They're
They get that when they're what, 4 or 5 years old.
Yeah, 5 to 6. Yeah, they're very lanky, huge wingspan. The graders, they stand up to about my belly button to my chest. So they're real big. You really don't want to piss off a grater. Yeah, you're in for a fight. If you look at our Instagram, you'll see pictures of Mike with a bat. That's what we call the Redeye Wrecker. And if you're ballsy enough, we'll send you out there with mano-a-mano with a pissed off crane.
Yeah.
And that's the fastest way to kill it without wasting the shell.
So it is basically a pterodactyl then, right?
Yes, it really is.
Yeah, I've heard horror stories about guys won't hunt them with dogs because they instantly go for the eyes.
I'd like, we watch when people want to bring dogs. I make sure that they're steady in the sense they won't take off, because you can tell if there's a down crane that's dead, and if there's a down crane that's faking to be dead. So we watch real closely for that. But I haven't, in all honesty, I have not seen that. I have not seen one go for a dog's eyes. So I'm just, I don't know if that's just an old myth or what.
Not to say it couldn't happen, but I don't think it's.
It's kind of like a cow stepping in a prairie dog hole. I've never heard of it, never seen it happen, but a lot of people are worried about it.
Yeah. So. But
yeah. So what is the life expectancy of a sandhill? You said an older one that has the more mature red patch. I don't know if y'all know the answer to this question, but and you said maybe 6 to 8 gets the red patch, and in some of the graders. Am I correct quoting you there?
Gets the red patch.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's in the lessers and the graders.
Life expectancy is, you're looking at around 45 years.
Yeah, they get old. They're really old.
Yeah, I've also heard of like some banded ones being upwards of 12, I think.
Something like that. Yeah, on the Meat Eater show, that was banded in 2002, and I think it was shot in 2014 or 2015, and so it was at least 12 or 13 years old, something like that. And
it wasn't 425; it was 45.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They get old.
Yeah.
That's an old word right there.
Yeah, that's a little insane.
You can tell which ones are adults and which ones are juveniles. Just, by the way their calls are different. The juveniles have more of like kind of sounds like a whistle, like a
metal dog whistle.
Yeah, like a metal dog whistle. And then you get the graders that just sound like a guy who's been sitting in a bar for 20 years smoking cigarettes all day. So at a real deep.
Yeah, I kind of heard the difference. I went on a snow goose hunt this year, and we had a bunch of sandhills work over, and you could actually tell the difference between younger and older birds. I thought maybe it was because they were closer or further away, but you're right. Some of them kind of have a high-pitched squeal, and the other ones sounded like a 45-year-old chain smoker who smoked 4 packs of Camel unfiltered a day.
Yeah.
Yeah. They what's weird is that they sound like they're right on top of you with as loud as they are, but then when they get close enough, you can actually hear that purr that they have, that kind of guttural sound they make. That's usually when they're right on top of you, because you don't really hear that from a distance. So you'll have guys that you'll look through the blind and you'll see them coming in, and they sound like they're right there, and you're looking at them, but your depth perception's throwing off. But if you can hear that gargling, just groan they make, then they're right there in front of you. So,
how's the wing noise with a wingspan that's got to be enormous when they're coming at y'all?
It's
not that noticeable. Honestly,
it's really not.
You hear more from teal. When you have 20 teal buzzing you in the mornings, and you do a sandhill crane.
Yeah, that might just be a crane thing. I don't know.
What's weird about them is that they'll actually sneak up on you sometimes. You won't even hear them coming in. You'll be looking around, and the next thing you know, you've got 15 of them locked in 20 yards behind you. You never saw coming, and they never made a peep. And that's when it gets kind of scary right there, is because you got to get everybody turned around to the blind really quick and carefully, so you don't move too much, because they've got impeccable eyesight. So
yeah, that's the one thing I've always heard about, is that they'll pick you out. That's kind of the one thing I was going to ask you. What's a sandhill crane look like? Like like what kind of fields are y'all hunting? The spread, blind, what kind of hide etc.?
I mean, I run a Sean Mann Wide Out Express, which is just a snow goose call, but you have to flutter your tongue to get that noise out. I also run a Buck Gardner, uh, and it's just a Canada. It's just traffic, and that gives me a lower sound. And again, that's fluttering your tongue and it's breaking it. With the wide out, what I like is you can kind of compress the air and get a higher pitch, and it sounds like a juvie that's trying to locate another group to fly with. They're very social birds. The fields we hunt, the most preferred field you can hunt is going to be a peanut field. They love peanuts. It's like crack to them.
Yeah.
I mean, you can shoot them out of winter wheat. You can shoot them out of corn. You can shoot them out of cotton, which is weird. Millet, milo. I mean,
pretty much any grain field.
Mm-hmm.
The weird part is when you hunt them out of cotton fields, they're not actually eating the seeds; they're eating the hulls. It's kind of like eating tortilla chips. It's just fodder. It's just going to fill them up. It just fattens them up. There's really no nutritional value to it. But we hunt out of not A-frame blinds, panel blinds, and typically try to hang out next to any kind of structure you can find.
We mix it up, really. I mean, if we have a pivot head that's near an X, we'll run that pivot head with panel blinds because it's easy. It's easy to hide in. You can sit in dove stools. And that's preferable every time.
It's basically a glorified dove hunt at that point.
If you're on the edge of a CRP field, we'll run a run and gun series from Hardcore. That's a great little blind. It's got a nice little chair, a little blanket, and then if you're kind of lazy, you're hunting a cornfield. We run a beaver tail blankets. We don't really have a set system for blinds. We enjoy the panel blind. Won't say anything bad about it. Same with the Hardcore. It's just whatever works the best.
Yeah, I mean, we don't really pick favorites. I mean, me being not the best shot in the world coming out of a layout blanket, it's I prefer hunting out of a panel blind, but that and the fact that I just don't like getting down on the ground. But we like to use tumbleweeds too to help out with our brush up here, just because it's natural and they don't seem to flare off of those.
It's the best brushing you can use, tumbleweeds.
Yeah, I've seen a bunch of blinds brushing with tumbleweeds, and even some guys that are running boat blinds that are using them to zip tie to their boat blinds for duck hunting up y'all
Really?
way.
Huh.
Yeah, it must be just up near the panhandle because, like you said, it's it's a natural thing up there, and it probably just blends in a little bit better than some of the other stuff. Plus, I mean, a tumbleweed shape and kind of the way it's laid out, I think it breaks up really well. It kind of breaks up any kind of structural image.
It does. I mean, you can, and the cool part is, I mean, you can literally just drive down the road, any road you want out here, and you can pick them up anywhere you want, and you can stack them up tall and deep. It really throws off the depth perception of the blind to a bird. So,
yeah, that's great. That's great.
Yeah. And what kind of decoy spreads are y'all running? Y'all running, mixture of geese and sandhills, or just straight sandhills?
No, it kind of comes down to what you see. I use just deception decoys for the crane, and I'll put out a pure deception spread. Usually the crane are up before the geese, typically.
Yeah.
Every once in a while that's not the case, but I mean at that rate, I'm not that worried about geese when I can shoot crane. That's just how it is. I had a hunt this last year up around Amarillo where I threw a deception spread, our spread, and I had the silhouettes back behind us, just for when the crane don't like to land in the goose decoys. That's what I've noticed.
Yeah, crane don't associate with geese, but geese love crane for some reason.
Yeah,
you can throw a crane spread and have geese give you a look.
Yeah, that's what the guide told me that I went with this year. He was like, yeah, when we go on sandhill crane hunts, like we put out nothing but sandhill decoys, and we don't shoot the geese when they come in. He's like, the geese just flock in, but you got to basically leave them alone because the sandhills will basically sucker the geese in there to go see if it's legit or not.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Oh, we don't discriminate though. We'll shoot.
I mean, we threw the deceptions out, and we we crushed the crane really quick. I mean, it was like a 15-minute 8-man limit, which is nice. And so then I was like, yeah, so I was like, well, throw out 10 dozen Canadas. So we threw them out, and the geese started coming in. The crane really didn't want to touch after that. They stayed far away, which is fine by me. It doesn't tempt you to shoot another one. So.
Yeah, and the daily bag limit up in y'all's part is 3 birds, correct?
That's correct.
Sir.
All right. Yeah, that's not bad, man. Yeah, I think that we're down in Zone C, I think.
Yeah, that's down there.
Right.
It's the whooping crane territory, isn't it?
You know what, y'all?
I have never seen a whooping crane, but I'm convinced why the reason they're endangered is probably because they're more tasty than sandhill crane.
Well, if you want to know
he's good.
I can tell you.
Yeah.
So when the conquistadors came in, they loved shooting the whooping crane, so they could take the feathers to put them in their hats. That became a big trade item. And so they basically just wiped out the whooping crane. They never really came back. So that's why it's so protected.
Well, not only that, and nowadays their habitat's disappearing, and it's kind of hard to get them to, I guess, repopulate like they thought they could, but it doesn't work out that great. We actually, the last week of the season, we actually had a whooping crane in the area that we were hunting, and I didn't even notice it. We're sitting there, and my buddy, who's he hunts down kind of close to where y'all are, all of a sudden he goes, "Oh my God, that's a whooping crane." I was like, "Yeah, right," because we've been joking about it all morning, and all of a sudden I look up, I go, "Oh, great, that actually is a whooping crane." So I kicked the blind over and just called the hunt. I was like, "No, that's not happening."
Better safe than sorry, man, for sure, with the whooping crane.
Yeah, seriously, and called the game warden. Well, apparently that sucker's been there all season, and I was like the 4th or 5th person to call in and report that for the area, and it was really weird. And apparently there was 2 in the area. So
we think one of them was a leucistic.
Yeah, we think one of them was a leucistic sandhill crane because it didn't have the black tips like a whooping crane did.
Mm-hmm.
Colten actually saw it. Didn't you get a picture of it or two?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I mean, the good thing was the second time we saw the whooping crane, we had a group out, and the game warden just so happened to be there checking us.
Yeah.
We had a group, like 7 people, and I called them out, and I said, "Hey, game warden's coming up, unload your guns, get this over with," and they appreciate that. But they came out. She was checking all the guns, and there he was. I was like, "Hey, looky there!" And she was real excited to see it too.
Well, that's good timing. That keeps someone with an itchy trigger finger from making a big mistake.
Yeah, that and save you a phone call. That's probably something you'd call for anyways.
Exactly. That's why I called the hunt that the first time we saw it. I mean, that was something I knew I would probably never see something like that again. I mean, there's 400 and something of them left. I was like, yeah, I'm not taking a chance on that. So called the hunt and went and bought a lotto ticket right after that because I knew I was pretty lucky that day. So,
well, what kind of big money did you win on that one?
Donated to the Texas General Fund a little bit.
A little bit.
He's still guiding.
I won a case of the Redeye.
So I got a question for you. Speaking of your clients, so what all do they need to bring with you besides a shotgun and shells?
Oh, I expect them to have their license, the sandhill crane permit, hunter safety course up to date. That's just basics. You got to be legal if you're going to hunt with us. I don't want to tarnish our reputation because there's something that's missed.
Right.
And if I always ask every client that asks me what they need. Say if you're going to be checking with me, I'm going to tell you the list that I believe. I always suggest that you call the local game warden and tell them, hey, I'm coming up to hunt sandhill crane. I'll be in this area. What do I need to have? I'm from this area. And they'll give you a list of everything. That's the most accurate way. That way, when you get stopped by game warden, you can feel safe. It's rather be safe than sorry. So you need a gun. I always suggest to bring the warmest gear you have when you come up because you never know what the weather's going to do out here.
Seriously, we've had hunts where it dropped, 20 degrees in about 10 minutes?
We had a 50-degree change after a hunt.
Oh, yeah, I remember that one. That was early season, too. That was weird. But, bring nothing less than a 12 gauge just to be safe. Big load, I mean, heavy loads if you can. Not saying bring heavy shot. I mean, you can if you want. I don't care what brand you use, but make sure you're not shooting something with like 1 1/8 ounce. That's
double B, triple B. You want to shoot
T shot.
Minimum is 1 3/8. If you can find 1 1/2, that's great. Anything bigger is better.
So bigger is better. So
Yeah,
basically, you want to break out the 3.5-inch tees if your gun will handle it.
Oh yeah.
Robbie, you don't have to. It just what we're trying to compensate for is so you're not used to shooting sandies.
They're tough.
They are very tough birds. So we had a buddy come up from Houston. Yeah, he wing shoots all the time. He comes up and he starts shooting at these birds, and he's hitting them, and they're close, but they're not dropping. So here he is injuring a lot of birds, shooting the shells that he thought would be best. And I mean that's what we're trying to prevent.
Yeah.
Create frustration with you. You know, you injure a bird, and there's nothing good that comes out of it. So come with the best shells you can find, the heaviest stuff, because all you're going to do, you may just need 3 shots.
Let's be honest here. It's really to keep us from having to chase these suckers all the way across the field because he and I are not exactly the best of shape. So,
I'll get us in shape. I lost 25 pounds this season.
So what you're saying is you don't want to be running across the middle of a cut cornfield, waving that Redeye Wrecker around, trying to chase a pissed off crane that's trying to get away from you.
No, not really.
You have to get to a certain distance before they turn around and come to fight you.
Yeah, because they wait till it's like they know that you're out of breath and about ready to collapse when they turn to want to come say, hey, what's up? You've been chasing me. What do you want? But
I'm going to kill you. It's either you or me that's going to die.
Yeah, they have a pissed off attitude when they get up to you.
Yeah.
And, yeah, they're nothing to mess with. I mean, they're when they turn to fight you, they spread their wings out and they start hissing at you, and they kind of look you up and down from head to toe. And basically, all they're doing is thinking whether or not they're going to try to peck your eyes or kick you in the eyes because they can jump pretty high too. So
they can fly.
I mean, still, but when they've got a broken wing, they can still get some air. So
if I'm a client and I'm coming to y'all, I've done all that. Done all the work with calling the game warden and everything. Now, am I wearing waders? Am I coming to you with rubber boots and the warmest gear I got? What am I wearing?
We do not like to hunt water. There's been instances where it's happened. It's not what we prefer. So what we want to do is we want to hunt a dry field, and if that's peanuts, you know. So all you should wear is a bib.
Wear tennis shoes.
Yeah, don't wear tennis shoes.
That's a joke.
Tennis shoes are going to be cold, and you're going to get sand in here.
Just wear your hunting boots and whatever kind of warm gear you've got on top of that.
If you want to wear waders because you're comfortable in them, I know a lot of guys think that way. That's fine. I mean, it's whatever you're most comfortable in that you're going to stay warm in. If you're going to wear waders, like because we're hunting water, I'll let you know ahead of time. But for the most part, we just hunt water.
Okay. I was just kind of curious because I know when I hunted that rice field this year that I packed my bibs and my waders, and I was real glad I packed them waders.
Yeah. Well, up here it's like the desert.
You don't have to worry about that. You'll get a dust storm mid crane hunt. That's happened a lot.
We started out with like 23 duck ponds this year. We ended up with like 4 or 5.
Well, that just concentrates the ducks, right?
No, they just get up and get the hell out of Dodge. That's all they do. They don't like to hang around.
Yeah, it's just like we're on an ice eater, right?
Yeah. I mean, we had, how many hunts do we have where okay, so day before opening day this year, I was out scouting and I was checking some of our ponds, some of the spots, like the general area we thought we were going to hunt. First spot I come to, I find 2 wood duck hens, which is unheard of up here, finding wood ducks. Because, I mean, there's no trees out here. So I'm thinking, okay, this is going to be a good spot to go. And then I go to our next spot, which we smashed the teal over, and get out there, and I see probably 1,500 pintails alone. And I was saying, okay, this is where we're going to hunt. And so I got out and got a little bit closer just to make sure.
Bad idea.
Yeah, well, when I did that, I turned around, was walking back to the truck, and I heard something. Probably another 1,500 mallards got up out of the smart weeds. And so I was like, okay, we're hunting here. Well, we had a cold front blow in that day. Went out the next morning, no ducks, not a bird. So we just picked up and moved about 500 yards away, and started crane hunting, and had a pretty good time doing that. So if the duck hunting goes to crap, we just start crane hunting out here. So
Awesome. Yeah, I was looking at the website earlier, and it looks like y'all do quite a bit of different stuff. Looks like y'all got duck hunts, crane hunts, and dove hunts on the website. Now, do y'all do any goose or anything like that?
I try to avoid it. I hate geese. You know, we have the greats out here. You have Derek McDaniels of Blackfoot. You got Jeremy Zinn, Red Overman, with Payne Ferrero out there at Final Descent. I can't compete with it. I'm not that good. I don't have the money to buy a spread like that. And I'm honest about it, So if I don't feel like I can put you on the hunt of a lifetime, I'm not going to do it, and I'm not going to take your money. That's just the way I am. So we try to stay away from geese. I do have a guy who's thinking about coming up for next year. If he comes up, I will make the investment. We'll end up doing geese.
Geese, I mean, there's no shortage of geese out here.
No.
I mean, even right now, I mean, how you can't get away from them. I mean, they just sit there and they just annoy you. They come in, they roost inside town, and
Oh, really?
oh God, yes, it's ridiculous. I mean, seriously, you can walk out on your back porch, evening or morning, and you'll see thousands of geese
And that's
fly
all
out.
Canada's, right?
Yes,
We do have snows out here.
we do have snows. We saw a ton of specks this year, which was odd. I mean, we saw more specks this year than I think I've ever seen out here. But yeah, the geese were not hurting this year one bit. There's plenty of geese out here to hunt, and we can goose hunt. It's just the matter of getting on them, because we all know how geese are. They can be in one field and you're thinking, okay, this is going to be it. Next day, they pass right over you and go land 200 yards away in the same field. They just don't want anything to do with you. So,
yeah.
Exactly. Here today, gone tomorrow. So speaking of kind of scouting there, besides the birds, what are you looking for? Maybe like preseason scouting wise, obviously you said peanuts and corn and any of your grain fields, but is there anything in particular that like when you're out scouting that you're looking for?
Water. I look for water. I look for definitely look at crops, because I mean early before season whatnot, all you can see is usually rows and some buds. You look at the buds up close, you can figure out what crop it's going to be. Every crop has a different look. So once you know what crop that is, you know if it's going to be a good field, and you have to know, once you hunt it out here long enough, you know the areas, the flyways, the micro flyways of all these birds. So I know that such and such kinds of birds are going to be in Petersburg, and I know such and such kind of birds are going to be out in shallow water. So once you figure all of that out, you know where you want to look, what species of bird you're looking for, and where they're going to be. Then you talk to farmers. You talk to as many farmers as you can. Get as much land as you can, because
you can't have enough land out here.
If you pick up 30 to 40 fields, chances are you're going to hunt one of them.
I mean, during early season, I always like to look for, obviously grains and water, different kind of fields they are, what area they're in, to just going off of the previous year's flight patterns that the birds take, and basically just trying to find a good hide out in that field too. If you've got spots that butt up next to CRP or have a pivot head on them or something like that, something that you can butt up against and have a decent hide. That's basically that's the biggest thing out here with hunting crane. It's finding a great hide, just because of how great their eyesight is. But other than that, there's times you have to learn how to just hide in a dirt field, essentially. So it's
when you hunt those dirt fields, do y'all guys like dig in, or do you just do your best to tumbleweed in, or just like get in the rows if there's rows and just try and blend in?
Dig in is the best way to do it. I do not like digging in. That's another way I want to change the outfit, Redeye. I know a lot of guys, and I don't say it's wrong. Everyone does it their own way.
If you've got permission to do it, do it.
My thing is I want to be 100% fair to the farmers. Without them, Redeye would not exist, nor would any other outfit. Yeah. It's just the way it is. So I want to make sure they're happy. Digging in is a good way to piss them off if they didn't know about it. You can get permission and set up that way, and you can fill the hole and everything, but I mean, I do every precaution I can do to make sure that they don't get upset. The best way to hide in a dirt field is to find CRP next to it. There's not a good way to hide in a dirt field.
It really is.
Or you can handle blinds. That's where they do a great job. You use a lot of tumbleweeds and you brush them really well, and you just look like a bush out there.
I mean, just like any other kind of hunting, when you think you've got enough brush, that means
more.
go get more. So, yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Never have enough of that. So, but yeah, no, it's a lot of fun hunting out here, but it's not exactly it's not as easy as people think it is. But we do have it easier than some guys do. I know that for sure. So.
Yeah, I mean, that's a really good thing, is to keep up good relations with your farmers in your field, so that way, you know, you get access again next year, and like you said, you don't want to piss that guy off.
Word travels fast, that's for sure, especially out here.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, definitely.
Oh yeah.
So Mike, why don't you tell me either your favorite story, your best story, the worst hunt, best hunt? Give me a good story from this year.
Okay. Best hunt this year was one Colten didn't get to make.
I set him up for greatness. I did everything for this boy.
Hey, that's what they all say, man. That's what they all say.
All right. So the hunt was the day before Thanksgiving. It was a corporate hunt, and Colten's dad got to make it. And poor Colten he had other stuff he had to go do. So I stepped in and was told there was going to be about 5 or 6 guys, which, okay, that's no big deal. And then, so I'm driving up to Amarillo and get a phone call saying, hey, it's going to be 16 guys. Thanks. So we get up there, and I get to the place we're going to hunt, and oh my God. There was easily 5,000 crane in this one field, and that's not including the geese that were piling in. There were snows, specks, and Canadas. And so I just sat there and watched them and waited for them all to finally get up to go back to roost. And right as I was getting out of the truck, we had another probably 200 ducks come flying into the field. So we had everything in that field. And so I waited for them to get out and leave, and I hustled over and started brushing the blinds. It was a cut cornfield. And I didn't really know what I was getting myself into. I was told it was going to be a great hunt, but
was I wrong?
No, but
did you die?
No, but they did. So next morning, I think only 11 guys showed up, which I'm still waiting on that 16-man limit because we could have done it.
Go book it, Mike.
Okay, I'm gonna tell them to. I'm telling the guys to come back next year. Yeah. But anyways, we go up there and set through the spread, set the blind the night before, right on the X, right where they wanted to be, and basically we shot a 11-man limit before 9 o'clock, and the funny part was first time we thought we had counted correctly and ended up with 29 birds. Realized we were 4 birds short of our 11-man, and so I was like, all right, guys, get back in the blind. So we threw all the birds back in the blind, and everybody got set. And we had a pair come over our right shoulder. All of a sudden, they flared. Didn't think anything of it. Next, we had 2 more come in from the other side. They flared, and I didn't know what was going on. We had 3 dead crane laying out in front of the blind still. So I grabbed, throw them back in the blind, sit down, and all of a sudden, I look over my right shoulder, and here comes like 50 or 60 crane. I mean, just locked in, wings set. They swing way out, and they came right in front of us. So I'm telling everybody in the blind, I'm like, just shoot the front 4. Don't shoot anything past that. Once those are done, I'm going to yell, stop, stop, stop. So that means just drop your gun. Don't shoot anymore. Every one of those birds locked in. The front 4 were about, I don't know, 5 to 10 yards in front of the blind before I called the shot. Middle 2 birds come in. They turn as I call the shot. One guy shoots, drops 2 in one shot. The 2 on the sides are getting hammered by everybody else going down to the ground. So, and all the other birds took off, but that was how we ended our 11-man. And that was a pretty memorable hunt. But Colten, what's your best hunt from this year?
You know, I enjoyed all of them. It's not about the birds on the ground, to be honest with you. I enjoy the blind talk. What happens behind the walls. I had some great people I met this year. I couldn't be more blessed with who came out, to be honest with you. But we had a good time. If I had to put a favorite on it, um, I mean, you can't beat the first hunt of the season.
Yeah.
The birds are stupid. They lock right in. I mean, besides the death march that Mike and I had to do,
Oh God.
it was great. So our farmer out here, he deep tills, and if you don't know what that is, he gets way up underneath the dirt and flips it, so it's real loose. And it's almost like you're walking in mud, but it's dry.
Like running in the sand on the beach, like
Right.
the soft sand.
So I mean, there's two birds on the ground. We thought both had been hit, but really one had been, and the other one was so young that he was just sticking with the other one. Like he was just fine. It's just a baby. And so we took off after these two birds. Well, as we'd run to go grab them, they'd stop. They'd stop. They'd look at us when we'd stop. We'd start running. They'd start running. And it ended up being a 1.6 mile chase.
Oh
That
my
was-
gosh.
Wow.
Yeah.
All across this deep till we finally got to the winter wheat,
Yeah,
which
that's
is on the very end. And we were able to chase him down in the winter wheat.
I mean, we're still shooting at him at this point. We're trying to shoot him, but it's like 70, 80 yards. So you're watching your pattern just go all around the bird, not exactly hit him.
Yeah. Regardless, at the end of it, it's when you have 10 birds walking around in your spread and you're able to call the shot, you can't beat that.
Yeah.
You can't beat that at all.
No, they're just there walking around. You can pick which bird you're going to shoot. Check for bands before you even kill it. That's pretty sweet. Or check that, see if anyone else sees a band, or there's a band there that someone will shoot. You can steal. That's the best thing.
Don't start that crap.
Oh no, we don't.
Oh, that's just a. No, we had. What was weird about that morning was I was walking back to the blind. I had the dog with us or with me, and I was carrying a couple tumbleweeds and didn't have my gun or anything, but it was legal shooting light, and all the other guys were walking back from the trucks. Opening early in the season, they don't get up that early, and so we didn't think much of it. Well, all of a sudden, I'm probably 10 yards from the blind, and we had 3 crane literally land right in the spread, and they're 7 yards from me. I'm holding the dog down on the ground, and the guns are probably 15 yards from me. So I'm trying to think, all right, do I let go of the dog and run and grab the gun to try to limit out real quick, or get lucky and kill one? And the guys are all yelling at me. They're 50 yards behind me going, what do you do? Like, just get up and shoot. So finally I made a break for it, told the dog to stay, and grabbed the gun. And by that time, none of them were loaded. So nothing happened, but that was a pretty memorable hunt. That was a fun time.
Yeah, there's been some great ones. I had a group out. Really, when it comes to numbers, it was a cruddy hunt. The crane just weren't doing what I wanted them to do. It sucks, but it happens. But we were sitting there. We had the full crane spread out. I didn't realize there's any ducks in the area. But here it is, like 8:30 a.m. The crane are flying around us, going a different way than they've been going for the past 5 days, and that's fine. It happens. And I see this one duck that's just kind of circling around these fields, and one of the guys in there is like, "Is that a duck?" I said, "Yeah." I said, "Can you get it in?" I said, "Sure." And so I got on the duck call and I gave it a few quacks. Well, it locked up, landed right in the spread. I know other guys do it all the time, but for a place that I didn't think had any ducks, that's pretty neat.
Yeah.
So they shoot that. And they shot a few more crane, but
yeah, that was different. We had on that 11-man hunt, there was like I said, I'd seen geese and ducks out in the field the day before, and so Cole's gonna laugh about this, but I had one duck decoy with me, so I decided, screw it, I'm gonna put that in there. Every time I put that duck decoy out, we ended up shooting limits, so that's kind of like our lucky duck decoy.
Lucky duck. Yeah.
Boy, so I throw that out in the crane spread every now and then, just to piss Colten off, but it always seems to work out. So
Screw it, just keep it in there.
yeah, I keep it in there.
So, what's the funniest thing that happened this year? Because I
Michael.
seem to recall an Instagram picture of Michael there driving a beach-wrecked boat.
Dude, do you see what I deal with? I mean, come on. It's all the
Throwing
time.
ducks in the crane spread.
I'm dry. I'm dry as a day as long as there's nothing humorous about me. I crack some dry humor jokes, and some people enjoy it, and some people don't get it.
Hey,
Michael doesn't shut up. Yeah, he's cracking jokes all the time, but we have a duck hole, and it's known. So anyone that listens to this from our area is going to know exactly what we're talking about. But he's got two boats that are broke down and dried up on the banks.
like, there's no way these boats could ever run again.
No, but it's this farmer's son who put him out there when there was water, and then it dried up, and never messed with them again. But we're walking. We'd shot some ducks. We're walking around, see if we can't stir up some pigeons.
Yeah.
And
by the way,
Michael-
we kill a lot of pigeons out here around grain farms. I mean, a lot of them.
Oh, Michael tells me, "Hey man, take a picture of me in this boat." He's like, "Make it look like I'm driving." I was like, "Mike, dude, we're in the middle of a guided hunt right now.
Hey,
We're going for ducks." And he's like, "No, man, just real quick, man." The next thing I know, he's over there and he's jumping in the boat. And I was like, I mean, you can't stop the kid. It's like a puppy that's not steady.
hey.
So I took the picture for him.
Did I not say we were going to have ducks come in once I do this? And what happened?
Why didn't you set the guys up the blind?
Well, I mean, because you can't predict that kind of stuff. I was just talking out of my. Next thing you know, we had pintails and mallards come bombing in. It's like, well,
We really did, though.
that was the craziest
The worst
thing.
part, we had probably 40, 50 birds locked up coming into the spread. And
Well, they thought you were in the boat ready to go, man. You were leaving.
we're 75 yards away from the spread is the issue.
Yeah, Lance in the blind, and Mike
Yeah.
trying to drive a boat that's never going to run again.
Yeah, that's right. That's right. That's kind of humor, and I mean,
I don't know.
as sick as it sounds, there's something about going up against a crane when it's pissed off that humors everyone.
Oh God.
And so that's always you can have the most magnificent hunt in the world, but if someone gets in a fight with a crane,
No, you can
it deletes all memories of how great the hunt was, and it's all
Or-
about that fight.
or how crappy the hunt was.
And if you do, a special move on one of the cranes, that move is never forgotten.
Mm-mm.
I mean, I did a Karate Kid kick on one once, and they still talk about it. That was like last year.
That was 2 years ago.
2 years ago, and it's still talked about.
No, we had, I think probably the funniest hunt we had this year, other than the boat deal, was when we had the Duck Nuts crew come up and hunt with us.
Good
Yeah.
guys.
Great guys. And one of their buddies, Ross. So everybody, I guess, I don't know why everybody thinks I'm the funniest, but Ross literally had me in tears for 20 minutes. And it was so cold that morning that my tears were freezing in my face.
You know how obnoxious it is to have a guy on the other side of the blind that won't shut up because he's cackling from laughing? Ross,
I do know how obnoxious that is.
Ross is being quiet, and I keep looking over at Mike because I keep hearing this.
It's me gasping for
is
air. I couldn't breathe.
And I look at Michael, and he's over here, and he's wiping the tears off his face. He's like, Mike, shut up, man.
Seriously, they were frozen in my face, and you got Ross over here. Shut up, man! They're gonna hear you with that Cajun accent of his. I mean, it was that way all weekend. I mean, these guys you could not
They're funny guys.
They're great guys,
Yeah.
great shots too.
I always recommend hanging out with some Cajuns at some point in your life because you're going to have a good time and eat the best food you've ever had.
Oh,
Yes.
definitely.
Yeah, they're great guys to hunt with. Even funnier to have.
And they could shoot like you would not believe.
God, they could shoot.
I mean, I called shots at them and just for fun. I called shots at them, and usually I wouldn't call the shots because they're a little drifty. I don't like to.
We don't sky blast.
No, we don't sky blast. I don't like to do that. But in this sense, the geese were coming over,
Oh yeah.
and they're just at shooting range. And I was
Same
thinking, with everyone shooting, 8 guys, we may drop 1 bird.
hunt.
So I called the shot, and we had 6 birds fall. I mean, it was like every time, any situation where you think like an average group, you'd probably get 1 bird if you're lucky. These guys are just railing them over and over. So it's fun.
Yeah, that was that, and when Ross is over here calling cranes egrets, he keeps saying the egrets are coming in, dude. That was the best. That was probably my favorite hunt of the year, besides opening day. That'd
Which
be
was
the
it, opening day, 11 man, or Ross it?
Okay, it goes opening day, Ross, and then the 11 man.
Okay. So you're starting to understand what I was saying. It's all about the blind communion, man. That talk behind the blind walls is what gets all the hunts going.
Yeah, definitely. I'm right there with you. That's why I love waterfowl hunting and all that is it's it's not sitting up in a deer stand freezing, shaking all by your lonesome, can't make a noise. It's the good camaraderie that happens back behind a duck blind. Cracking jokes at guys like Michael who hunt with a wonderful shotgun, but at some point you got to grow up and get a man's shotgun.
Hey, I took that duct tape off the gun before season started. Don't give me that crap, man.
It's still
he's still mad because every clay shoot that he and I've gone to, I've outshot him with a broken down 870, and he's got an SB1, and I'm over here showing him who daddy is.
I shoot a full choke. That's it.
Hey, I do too.
That bullshit.
Hey, my gun was
a flag, man. That's a lie.
Nah, I mean, he and I razz each other all the time.
Yeah.
But at the end of the day, I wouldn't want to hunt with anybody else.
Yeah, we have a good time. No matter how much we get after each other, it's all in good fun.
Well, definitely, guys. I appreciate the talk, but we need to talk about the most important thing. How do we book a hunt with you guys?
You call me. Call me, email me, redeyeoutfitters@gmail.com. I'll get back to you pretty quick. I mean, I'm always, for my main job, I'm always checking my emails. I'm out, I'm working, making sure that no one needs me. And so Redeye is linked to my main job's account as well. So when I get an email, so you can get on my website, and there's a page there where you can leave a message. Do not set up a date on that website. That is so outdated, and I have not messed with it. Just send me a message and say you're looking for a crane hunt, you're looking for information on crane hunts, or you're looking for a teal hunt. Say you want to shoot a cinnamon teal and you want to put your chances here,
which we have done before.
Yeah, so I mean, we shot a few cinnamon teals in the past. But if that's what you're looking for, you send me a message exactly what you want, and I'm gonna get back to you. Leave your phone number. I'm gonna call you pretty quick. That's what I like to do.
You can find us on the website at redeyeoutfitters.com or Facebook or Instagram.
And for anyone that wants to know, if you come on a hunt with me, you do have one job. I mean, besides having the time of your life, your one job is to give Michael as much hell as you possibly can. That's the main job.
Yeah. I was kind of the whipping boy this year, but hey, I still kill birds, so we still care. Hey, it was a great year. Great time, great people. Wouldn't change a thing about it. But yeah, no, that's how you get in touch with us. Is just get on Instagram, Facebook, check out our website. You can call me or Colten. Preferably call Colten.
You're gonna have to be done with the messenger, and he forgets.
Hey, I'm dyslexic alone, man.
Just call me. Call me. We do a 50% upfront deposit, and then the rest of the hunt goes on the last day of your hunt.
Yeah.
All right.
So.
And crane hunts are 200.
200.
200. Ducks are 125, and dove are what is it? $6?
So it's like $60.
Yeah, something like that. $60. And but yeah, we can do geese. It's just a matter of having the geese here.
Oh, they're here. It's just a matter of us caring enough to go find them for you. So if you tell me, a month in advance, hey, we want a goose hunt, and you set up a goose hunt, we're going to be finding those geese. We're going to get you on them, and we're going to get you on a good hunt.
Yeah.
But if you're not going to tell me, hey, I want a goose hunt, I'm not going to go chase the geese. I'm not going to go through all those pains.
Yeah, don't give us the last minute.
I'll send you to Red Overman. He runs a great outfit, and they'll crush geese with you, by all means. So
they're good guys over there.
Yeah, I mean, we don't have a hard time with many guides out, so that's we don't mind sending you to a guy that we know will put you on the hunt of a lifetime, because that's what you want to do. You're not paying money to have an average hunt. You're paying money to have a great hunt. So if we can't do it, we'll send you somewhere else.
For geese, they're gonna have a blast with crane.
Oh yeah, crane. It's not a question, but
Well, those cranes are kind of what y'all do.
Yeah, that's
what we want to specialize in.
Well, definitely. As soon as we're done with this little conversation, I'm going to be shooting you over to Deposit and picking a weekend, and me and Trevor will be coming up there for a weekend and trying to knock down some pterodactyls.
Yes, sir. I'm ready to get on some rip out of the sky. I have yet to try a sandhill crane. Jeremy was lucky enough to go down and meet our buddy down there a little closer to the Gulf, and he had knocked one down. So they threw it up on the grill, and he was supposed to bring me one back, but I think they ate it all before he could get over here. So.
Well, Trevor, I can tell you, he fed it to his dogs because crane tastes awful. They're terrible.
Oh man. Yeah.
Yeah, leave them with us.
On real talk, if you don't mind me giving just a little bit more time, we are working on a deal right now, and it allows you to donate your meat. It's to a company that is working for kids. So these kids that they have their free meals from Monday through Friday, school, their breakfast, their lunch, their dinner. They have all these meals Monday through Friday they're eating. We donate meat, whatever game we can give. If that's one bird, two birds, doesn't matter. And on the weekends, they have a kitchen they open up. And so this gives meat to them. So it's something that we're working on. If that develops, it may be a bigger deal. I know that I'll be donating a lot of meat next year, as much as I love it, because I know the kids need it more than I do. Just trying to help.
Absolutely, man. Yeah, that's a great program. I mean, that sounds awesome. And speaking of the youth, I saw that y'all did have a youth price per gun as well on your site, and it's significantly less. I think it's $150, $125, something in that range. So if y'all are looking to bring a kid up, get on some cranes, definitely do so. And if there's any corporate guys out there that are able to get these guys their 16-man limit next season, help them out.
Please bring it.
Bring it on.
We love having kids out there. I love having kids out in the blind and
teach them young, and you won't have shootings.
Exactly. You won't have kids.
Yeah.
Just sitting at home playing video games all day. They're gonna pester you to get out in the field. And that's how all of us were raised, and I don't see us having any.
Jeremy here with Cast Blast Grill Chill. I just wanted to record a quick intro before the podcast and say I lost my audio and had to use the laptop mic for backup. I apologize for how quiet I am. Also, our interview with Redeye Outfitters was a lot of fun. Go check them out on Facebook, Instagram, or RedeyeOutfitters.com. And if you book a hunt with them, make sure you tell them that we sent you. Instagram, and if you need to try and book a hunt, make sure you email Colten, not Mike, because Mike will lose it. So that's RedeyeOutfitters@gmail.com.
That's great. Jeremy, I appreciate your time. I really do.
Appreciate it, guys.
And same with you, Trevor.
Yes, sir. Thank y'all.
Happy hunting, boys.